use a good excuse. I don't want to be greedy. So, you don't have to be greedy when God owns the whole world and He has power over the whole world, both good and evil. You're not greedy if you ask Him for things that are above what you think. Sometimes we feel that way, but it's only because that's what we've been taught, that we shouldn't ask. Probably when you were a child, your mom and dad told you, well, you shouldn't be asking for that, you shouldn't be doing it. And over the weekend, I was thinking about this, our food pantry, and even this morning, and many people that are sitting here don't take advantage of the food pantry. And there's a reason for that. But the reason that you have, and Tony and Sherry can talk to this, it don't exist. Because you're saying we're just going to keep it for those that need it worse. That's not the case. You don't have to do that. So if we as a church, if we pray to God and say, God, bless us above the norm, and He says, okay, I'll bless you above the norm, and that norm will become where people can have food from the food pantry and not have to buy it yourself. Wouldn't that be better than waiting till you're down and out starving and then do it? Maybe you could save part of that money for somebody else or something else. So I'm going to encourage you and challenge Tony and Sherry at the same time to come on. See, that's the thing. And I was thinking about this morning, why do we think that we have to always wait to be down and out to be helped? Why do we think that? I watch people monitor people, my whole life. That's just what I do. Because my name is Daniel, and according to the definition of that, is God is my judge. So God is my judge, and I watch people all the time because I've seen it that we don't like to step out into that area where we get fearful because we're fearful. But why not step out into that area where God can bless above what you think? Why not actually make a step out in that and say, you know what, I thought that and I believed that for a while, but what if God begins to bless everybody in the whole church at one time, rather than just waiting for people that's outside of the doors? Why not bless those people that serve Him and those that put labor into His kingdom? Why not bless them? Say, well, I really don't need it. Well, then don't go to the grocery store. You really don't need it. Because I'll say we as a church have what I see as plenty of food downstairs that we could probably all stay here for, what, a month? And not walk outside the building? You may have to not eat what you want sometimes, but you could have something to eat. You wouldn't starve to death. So just think about it. And I think that by thinking about it, we need to, it does a whole bunch of things that you're probably not even thinking about that it would cause to happen and cause a stir. And the stir of the Spirit is what we need in 2020. Right. And when you start feeling the stir of the Spirit, you will become excited about a lot of things that maybe you're not even excited about yet. But we need to get excited for one another. We need to be glad for what God is doing and not just keep pushing it back for what He's doing, but accept what He's doing for the church and for people. And nobody's going to look down on anybody for anything, I don't believe. But if you do, we have a place for you right here. Right here at the altar. So that's where you need to be. So we need to continue to pray for one another, pray for those that aren't here. And I lost how I do the service, so I'm just going to do it. So I thought I'd spend a little more time talking this morning because this is a new decade we're going into. This is a new year. And we need to, as a group, we need to bond even closer together. And we have a good group of people. We have a good group of prayer warriors. We have that know how to get through to heaven and people that have experienced miracles. Probably if I ask you if you've experienced a miracle, you could raise your hand and we could look around and see how many people has already had miracles in their life. So we need to continue to ask God for things that are above and beyond what we think. I've said it before and I'll say it again, God has blessed us, and one of the things He told me a long time ago was not get focused on your goals. And I know that's against everything you hear, is not to get focused on your goals. It's against all of that. Everybody tells you, make your goals, set your goals, try to achieve your goals, and then make another step. And that was one thing I was told not to do, but set a path and go on the path and let the path yield you. And what I learned from that was, whenever people set goals, and I'm saying that you can set goals, but they can't be your definitive absolute to when you get there. Every goal I had set in my career, I had reached, which means that I had set them for a point. And when I got to that point, I felt like I wasn't successful because I'm still not dead. So I must have been doing something that was a little bit wrong. So I set another goal. And then whenever I got to that goal, I realized, hey, you set that goal too low because you still got years that you can work or still in your career. So then I set another one. And then when I got to that one, I even had a time I told myself, if you ever get to this point, then you have to quit your job because you're not worth that money-wise. And I got to that goal, and I wasn't worth it. So I'd have to talk with myself over my goal that I'd set. So at that point, the goal got in the way because I had reached it. So I got to thinking about the whole thing, and then, of course, then when we started doing our own business and running the church and buying other churches and doing things that we never thought we would ever do, then I realized I should just set a goal. So I talked to God and said, God, what do you want me to do? See, it took me years to get to that point. It took me years to get to the point to disqualify what I had been taught in college and what I had been taught by other people, to just get it out of the way and disqualify. Saying, okay, that doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So whenever I got to that point, my advice, and I know I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again because we need to hear what the Spirit says to the church. And we need to set our eyes on the Lord and quit worrying about what happens day to day. Set our eyes on the goal and walk to the goal. And what I had learned by that is when people are focused on their goal, they ignore all the opportunities that God has along the way. You may not think you're guilty of that, but I'll bet if you're a goal setter and that's all you go after, that you are guilty of that. So God presents things to you, and it takes a spiritual eye and awareness to be able to identify them as a gift from Him. So if you're focused on what you want, what you think, you miss those things that God has. And I know that sounds weird because it is against what a lot of people talk. And again, we could go back to the food pantry that's here. If we set a goal and said we want to be able to feed 50 people, then we wouldn't have got to that and we would have stopped or we did it. Then we would have realized that we had missed stuff with the 50 that could have been in process to do 100. Then if we set our goal on 100, we missed things along the way that would get us to 200 because we were focusing on the 100. So when I was preaching one day, I looked over at our walls at the last church we were at, and I seen a bunch of doors on the wall, and that was just what I seen. So as I was preaching, a lot of times I have conversations with the Holy Spirit when I'm talking, and I know that sounds odd, but that's just the way it is. And I see these doors, and I asked the Lord, what are all those doors? And He said, those are opportunities that people have to walk through when I open them. You heard it said the other way, that you have to open the door. God needs to open the doors because these doors didn't have handles on them. They were just flat. So then when I ask how do we see those, well, you have to see those and they're there, but you don't know they're there unless you can see them. And it's not up to you to try to find the door to open. It's up to you to realize the door when God opens it. And I know that's a little different. But if we're going to go into a new decade, maybe we need to think of things that maybe a little bit differently than we kind of have in the past, and just look for God to do it His way, rather than us doing it our way. And I came here today to have a good meeting. I don't know about you. That's why I'm here. And I plan on having a good meeting. If I have one by myself. So let's get around the altar. Let's have prayer request. I would like for you to remember Bonnie this morning. She's still having a lot of pain in her back. And we want we miss everybody when they're not here. Let's pray for Doug this morning. He's not here this morning. Sure, we could go around and yeah, people good. How's your dog?
He's prayer, so he's fine.
See, everybody has a request, I'm sure. Bonnie, are you bringing kids?
Well, got praise report, and unfortunately, so much better.
Good, good.
So much better. She's way more learned. She's still very, very weak. We're going to the nursing home, got her fingers cramped back and everything. So, she's accepted this, but she's doing great. She's way more learned, and I am so happy about that. Prayer request, my son got something